guys, it's me. Just want to thank you all for joining my channel, and today I just want to say Happy Memorial's Day. Thank you to all the troops, all the family members, all the service members, everybody from here in the U.S., all across the world. I just want to say thank you to those that have already served, those that have fallen, and those that continue to protect us in our freedom and everything in this wonderful country that we're in, America. And I just want to say, you know, we will overcome the times we're in, and we're going to get better. So with that being said, just want to say thank you all. God bless you. Now, what we're doing today, we're going to be doing our, let me cut this water off because I got chicken thawing out right back here. We got some hot links too, so yeah, stay tuned for that. What we're doing today, we're going to go ahead and do a nice little different version of a barbecue style. Obviously, today being Memorial Day, you know, it's nice to barbecue. It's a beautiful day outside, so we'll be out there in a little bit to show y'all what I'm doing. But anyways, I just want to say I'm going to be doing a Yakitori style grilling method, which is primarily used with a pot of some sorts, terracotta. I would recommend some coal, charcoal, and simple skewers, which we've got some nice good old skewers here. And yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and prepare some chicken. We're gonna do some skewered vegetables along with that. Probably have a side of some steamed rice to go along with it, just to add a little flavor or something different, or not really flavor, but you know what I mean. And yeah, then with the hot links, so I'm gonna keep it classy. Grilled hot links. I think I got some potato salad I might try to make up too here for y'all. And so yeah, just stay tuned. Again, it's me, Nadeem, Private, and you're kicking it with me. Yeah. Here the good old, I'd say it's about like a 14-inch or so. This is just a terracotta, you know, window potting kind of pot thing, I guess you could say. And yeah, so we'll get that going with some good old briquettes. Yeah, we'll get that good old, look at that Daily Essentials, you know what that is. Yeah, we didn't go too expensive on that. I do have a few stands here that I'm gonna go and set these set this terracotta on, probably outside on the driveway. I don't want to set fire anywhere. I also did get this just for added incentive, but got some good old pecan wood chips. I actually thought I got hickory wood chips. I'm kind of disappointed now, actually. You know, see that? It says pecan. Anyways, it is pecan, by the way, not pecan. You know what to do with those. Anyways, I also got some veggies here. I got the red pepper, got some yellow pepper, got some zucchini, got some mushrooms. I do have some onion and some other things in the fridge, which I'll be getting to, you know, preparing and prepping. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll get right back to you. All right. Continuing to let my chicken and hot links thaw out somewhat. You know, some of y'all are gonna say, "Oh, I thought you were vegetarian. I thought you were doing this, doing that." I am, but you know, every now and then got to make an exception. It's not like I'm trying to like change, you know, anybody's idea on what vegetarian is, what omnivore is, herbivore, whatever you are, doesn't matter. I just find for me what works for me, and I've been trying to keep my protein levels up. And so anyways, you know, don't hate. It's chicken. Trying to make, you know, nice little meal, that's all. So what I'm starting off with right now are the habaneros, habanero, however you may call it or so, spicy peppers. So right now I'm preparing the marinade that my chicken is going to be somewhat kind of slowly marinated in, but also going to use that as a base while it's grilling. So the reason why I'm going with the habaneros first is because I'm going to add in all the good flavor vittles and such. into my marinade to get some of that flavors, you know, to kind of seep in the oils and such. My recommendation would be to, you know, when you get your chicken marinating with, you know, what you're preparing, let it sit for a while. Let it marinate. You know what I mean? That's the name of the word. So you know, let it do that. Don't just like slap it on there and then just go for it. I mean, you want that flavor to kind of seal in a little bit with what you're cooking. So I would recommend, you know, give it a good, if you can, give it a good hour and a half or so. You know, I'm working against time somewhat, but not really. I'm just trying to make sure that I get this all good to go. So we got the habaneros nicely sliced. If you want to take a closer look at that, voila, there they go. So habaneros there. Again, I got the green and the orange ones there. Next up on my list, I'm going to go ahead and chop up some garlic, because, you know, who doesn't like garlic? Come on, I mean, seriously. So I do have a little container as well that I'm going to go ahead and mix these in there. Now I'm going to tell you right now, if you know anything about spice, these are not going to be the spiciest peppers, but they are certainly going to have a little kick there. So I would tell you, you know, if you have a sensitivity to spice, maybe go light on that, or just don't do it at all. You can omit that if you need to, but you know, it's up to you. So I got about 3, possibly 4 cloves here. Go ahead and just chop those up. You want to go ahead and make sure you get the little peels and skins off of your garlic, and you want to finely chop it. I recommend it that way. It's just better to grill as such. And when you have you know, food that you're preparing, I find it's always better to use the actual vegetables, ingredients that you're going to use, instead of just you know, garlic powders and stuff. But I get it, you know, there's always a reason for something. So me, I'm just trying to keep it as original as I can to some extent. So as we get these garlic cloves ready, our chicken and hot links are actually just still thawing out, so I'm gonna make sure I let those thaw out pretty good before I start working with them. But again, we're working on this marinade here, and I would recommend getting that nicely set and mixed up before you start adding anything to it, as far as like meat and stuff. You know, it's going to serve as a base, as well as a flavoring of such, you know, when we get down to adding the final touches to what we're doing. But with all that being said, I would recommend you guys just, you know, enjoy yourselves, have a good time, you know, enjoy this Memorial Day, which we've all been blessed to have, I must say. No matter what's going on in this world, you know, you gotta always be thankful for the days that you have, and obviously for the people that came before us to let us have these moments. So I do show my extent of gratitude and thanks to all the service members and families, past, present, and future. You know, we have a wonderful country that we live in. Don't let anybody tell you nonsense or fakeness or whatever you want to call it. We definitely have a lot going on here, so be thankful for that every day. All right, my next step here, we got cilantro, which some of y'all may like, may not. I find that it works really great with chicken, with beets. It's just another added kind of flavoring here. And so with me, I do give this usually like a good little rinse. And I grabbed about 5 sprigs or so. We do this because, you know, just a quick little rinse. So Some people may wash the heck out of it, but you don't want it too, you know, wet. I mean, it's already got moisture in it. As you can hear, it's a very crunchy sound as I'm slicing into it. So, you know, and this you want to just chop down as best you can without too much effort there. I mean, you just want to get it nice and chopped. All right. So, it smells very wonderful. I love the aroma of cilantro. Some people find it very gross. I think it's great. And it's going to work well with what we got going on. Right. Cool. I'll rinse my hands off a bit. Alright. Alright, so next I have some white onion, which I've already used parts of it for some other meal that I worked on, but I'm just going to go ahead and do about 2 slices or so of this. And again, this is for the marinade. I'm not talking about the grilling of vegetables, which we're going to get into as well. But this is just more so, you know, as we are preparing what we're going to flavor this delicious barbecue with. So I got 2 slices, and I mean, guys, to keep it real simple, you just slice it in grids, lay them on top of each other, slice it in grids, and you got your diced onions. Some people got the little dicer slicer machine thing. I mean, come on, guys. It's really not that difficult. If you really want to get down to it, I mean, you can chop. You can chop the heck out of it, but it's going to be chopped no matter what, okay? So I'm just telling y'all to keep it real. So we'll go ahead and put that in there as well. Now, again, some of y'all are going to be like, man, those pieces, and that's too big to be putting on the chicken, and it's not going to really stick on there. It's not about sticking on there. I mean, if you want fried onion coated chicken, you know, you can go somewhere else for that. But I'm talking about flavor here, and that's what we're working with. So this is, again, what we're dealing with here. So I got just to get a closer look here, we got some onions, cilantro, garlic, some good old habaneros. You can give that a few stirs up if you like. Okay. Now, my next move is to add some sesame oil. Now, a little bit of this goes a long ways. I will tell you that right ahead of time. I find that anything that has sesame oil in it usually tastes like sesame. So just keep that in mind. But again, we're going with a Yakitori grill method, which originated in Japan. So, you know, again, everybody's got their own opinion. I did maybe about a tablespoon or so at most, possibly maybe even just a teaspoon or so. I do have my Jamaican spice seasoning, which again, I'm just putting a few dashes in there because we're gonna let the chicken do the talking here once we get that going. Good old organic molasses, much recommend that. This is where your base is going to be very thankful of that. You know, as it is, molasses is a great, it's a great flavor. I think that it has a lot of great potential to, you know, mimic a lot of things that some of those barbecue sauces that you'll see in the stores have obviously molasses in them, but they've got a bunch of other junk. But organic molasses I find is pretty good. This is going to give you kind of like a similar to a teriyaki kind of flavor when you mix it with everything. I do also have a little drop of, or I would say maybe a few dashes of some apple cider vinegar I'm going to put in there. Very, very maybe minimal amount of just some liquid water just to keep a little more viscosity. Again, I did have the sesame oil in there, so that's going to do well. with adding a little bit of flavor. But we're just working this in, as you can see. I don't measure per se by using measuring spoons. I use kind of a visual measurement. So forgive me if I'm not doing this how some of y'all may do it if you're in the kitchen or if you're at home or wherever you're at. But I do this. I do me. This is just how I cook, and I usually do pretty well. So, don't be so critical. I know the trolls will be out there, but y'all gonna wish you had a bite of this. I guarantee that. So yeah, I just kind of do a light coating over the top, just to get that in there. All right, I think we got a good amount to work with right now. If we need to add more, we certainly will. I like to put the tops back on everything as I'm working with them. Some people leave them open. I don't like bugs. I mean, I'm not gonna say like I don't like bugs, but I don't like things flying into my food and such. So anyways, give that a good stir too. I definitely gonna need some more, I can tell that. But so far we got something good going. Alright. So, and it smells delicious. Like I said, it smells like a teriyaki style kind of already with what I have going on. Now I was going to opt to do some ginger in there, but I'm going to keep it very relative with what we got going on here. Just because I'm not going to go too overboard. I am going to say that I do also add some citrus of some sort. So I told you I'm going to add a little bit of apple cider vinegar, but I'm going to put half an orange squeezed into the mix. That just adds a little bit more fruit, some more flavor there. And yeah, so I cut about half of that. And we'll save the other half for later on. That'll be dessert. I usually will score this a little bit so that way it's easier to squeeze. And this is kind of how we just go about doing that. Now, it's important that you don't want to have seeds kind of falling in there, but if they do, you can use a spoon or fork or something to pluck them out. You don't want seeds like that. Anyways, so we got this going in there, and again, my hands are clean, folks. So I know some of y'all are like, he's doing it with his hands. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Go to any kitchen in the world, you'll see the same thing being done. Anyways. Right. Pretty much got most of that in there, looks like. I'm not going to go too crazy about it, but it's definitely in there. Alright, now if you got a compost heap, throw that in the compost. If not, garbage disposal. Keeps your garbage disposal smelling pretty nice too. Give that nice few stirs. Yeah, this is looking pretty good here. Now, once that chicken is on there, you're gonna get that good. My recommendation would be, give that some stirring. Let it sit and rest. Just rinse my hands off here again. Chicken is still thawing. We're going to make sure we let that thaw properly. We're not just going to go off just because here. Alright. Now, let me get some of this good old apple cider vinegar, which I love. Put in a lot of different things. I'm going to go in 2 capfuls here. That just adds a little sharpness to the flavor of everything. Also helps with, I feel like it helps with a little tenderizing and such. Everything. Alright, probably my last thing that I'm going to mix in there, just so y'all get a different little idea of things. Good old cumin. which is from turmeric, curcumin, and this is really great flavoring. We just add a little bit. We're not going too crazy with that either. Again, we're trying to keep this as we can, best we can. All right. So stay tuned. We'll start getting the chicken and such marinated in this, but we're gonna go ahead and let that sit for a few moments. Just kind of let those, ingredients kind of get used to knowing each other there. All right. Now we got the marinade already kind of working itself. We're letting that sit for a few moments so we can let it just kind of get ready while our chicken and stuff is still thawing out. We're gonna get the vegetables ready. So I'm going with a simple medley of some onion, some green pepper, got some yellow and red peppers, got some mushroom, I have some zucchini. We're gonna slice, these as best we can, and I find that, when you have vegetables, and this is just my opinion, when you're making, skewers, grills, anything like that off the grill, this is just me again. I'm keeping my vegetables separate from the actual meat that I'm cooking. And I just find it easier for the vegetables to cook simply and have them on the side grilling. You don't have to mess with them, temperature, or sometimes they cook faster than the meat, and that type of thing. So we're gonna go ahead and prep up the vegetables for the skewers. We'll have those set on the side, and then we'll get the chicken and stuff marinated, and we'll get this yakitori going, you know what I mean? All right. Again, I got this half leftover onion that I was working with before. I prefer the white onions when I'm doing this, just because I feel like they just work better off the grill, and there's no reason to it. You can kind of go however you want, on this, but this is just me. So I'm gonna peel the skins off. I'm gonna cut this in quarters, but then I'm gonna kind of slowly maybe cut down further more, just because I don't want huge hunks of onion in there. But we are gonna cut that down. So yeah, I say I'm probably gonna cut it down like another, let's go to eighths, I suppose, for all you math whizzes out there. All right, and bam. So got that there, boom. I'm gonna slide that over to the side because we're not gonna separate that out yet. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this in kind of larger chunks, I would say. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut about a third of that off real quick. Possibly cut this other part here. Now, I'm not gonna use all green pepper because obviously I'm using peppers. Other peppers, that is. So I'm just going to go ahead and save that other part of the pepper. These are organic as well, just so you know. So I would recommend doing organic if you can. It's just easier that way. Well, first off, let's go ahead and just work with this board here that we got. So again, I got my onions. Nice to have skewers ready. Our 4 skewers here, which we're going to start mixing and skewering up everything. I would say easiest, best way would be to make sure that when you skewer, you're very careful skewering, and so we're going to go first with the onion, which I think is always a good way to start up there. So just like so. Again, you guys use your own judgment here. I'm not trying to rewrite the rules on how to prepare a grill or anything. But again, I'm doing this how I feel necessary, and that's all that really matters, right? All right. So as I'm cutting my green onion, or sorry, green pepper that is. I'm going to cut these in kind of like square pieces or so. I just find that they kind of fit better on the skewer. They kind of grill better that way. You know, got that. Boom. Let's throw a couple pieces there on that one. Alright. Again, we're doing a mix here. Good vegetables here. Again, everything I'm getting for the most part is organic. I just find it, why not? Now, mushrooms, I do recommend rinsing these off as well. Obviously, if I had already probably, you know, prepped most of this stuff, but that's what we're doing now. So, mushroom. I'm gonna go with another onion skewer here. And you know, you gotta work it in there sometimes. Pause. Y'all know what I'm saying. But let's get this going this way. Right. We're gonna go with some red pepper here on this one. Actually, nah, you know what? We're gonna do it this way. That way I can kind of give you guys a variety of things. I'm going to keep the skewer mostly some green pepper, onion, mushroom, just for the heck of it. Times all that good stuff too. And when we do this, we try to keep a method of the skewering process, you know, so it's not like you're just, you know, putting a whole row of onions and the next one's going to be a whole row of peppers. I mean, you know, kind of make it look a little artsy, you know. Somebody's going to laugh about that. But anyways, that is going to pretty much conclude this skewer. And we'll work on the next one. So this is my mushroom, green pepper, and onion skewer, which I'm going to set that on the side here. Alrighty. We're going to do some more green onion or green pepper. I keep saying green onion, but not working with that today. And again, you know, make sure your vegetables are crisp and not all soggy and stuff. I mean, some people are gonna be eating vegetables that may have been in their fridge for a while. I don't recommend that, just in case you don't know. Maybe kind of one of those things that you know, you're just trying to get away with cooking something like that, but I personally wouldn't recommend it. Just saying. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and slice our red pepper here. Now this one I'm going to kind of vary it a little differently. I'm going to make these a bit more strips or ribbons, I guess you could say. But I am going to cut them in half because I don't want them to be all just like flopping everywhere on the place. And same with the green peppers that I have here that I've kind of sliced and prepared. Now, you know, if you want to kind of get down and clean some of the inside part out of your peppers, by all means do that. But again, I'm trying to be just very practical here. And, you know, a lot of people are going to say, man, you know, you should have cut those down a little bit. I mean, remember, we're putting this on a grill, so it's not going to be like, how should I say it? It's not going to be like, you know, little tiny pieces of food we're cooking here. I mean, these are nice portion sizes. I would recommend to try to keep it at some point consistent with what you're doing. You know, I mean, again, there is a few wrong ways to do it, but I'm not going to show you that. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. Now, any little pieces of extra onion, I'm just going to go ahead and toss that on the side because I may potentially be able to use that for something else. Just like the way the preparation is being able to kind of get, you know, get the things you want set on there, and you don't have to worry so much. So, bam. Alright. So that's a nice little skewer there, as you can see. Green peppers, red pepper, onion, mushroom. We'll set that next to the other one there. Now with these leftover other ones that I have, I'm gonna get some zucchini. Now I got one mushroom that I'm working with here. Again, I'm not gonna do too much because it's really just me, but I'm gonna cut that one in half so I can kind of skewer it accordingly. My other vegetables here. I'm gonna get the yellow pepper. Have your chicken ready before you get kind of too ahead of yourself here, you know? Yeah. Alright, and we got the yellow pepper, green pepper, red pepper, onion, and mushroom. Looks pretty nice there. And you know, for me, I'm not worried too much about seasoning my veggies. Maybe a little bit, but not too much. Again, I think the best thing to do is keep it as light as you can. Alright, so I got the zucchini, which I'm going to go ahead and slice in just, you know, I'd say about 1/4 inch thick or so. You don't want huge chunks of them, but I'd say about 1/4 inch is a good size to kind of work with these. It's going to grill pretty well, I can tell you that. They usually grill pretty good on open flame. And yeah, so that's that there. Alright, let's get this on there. And again, remember, you're trying to, you know what, I'm going to put these just like so, because they're going to lay down somewhat on that grill once I get it going. It doesn't have to be perfectly. Alright, so as you can see, that is my zucchini skewer there, which looks like it's holding pretty well. Go ahead and set that to the side. I'm going to do some extra cuttings of zucchini, which I'm going to add probably to a salad or so in the next day or so. I may potentially even eat it off camera. Anyways, yeah, so we're going to get back to setting up some stuff here, get the chicken marinated, and then we'll be grilling very soon. Just rinse off the cutting board. Now, you can save the seeds. I recommend, if you're able to, plant them. I already have some going right now. I think anything in regards to sustaining, you know, vegetation, environment, anything you can do your part. It's always appreciated by Mother Nature, and I would recommend do it. So you'll see me do that some other time. But anyways, be right back. All right. Up online. There's so many different ways you can do it. I'm just doing it my way. Thank you, Frank Sinatra. And I'm gonna set this up just like so. So that's just really no particular way. I'm gonna set this up right in my front steps area, so I have me a nice little seat. Y'all gonna be like, man, this guy. Yup, man, that guy. Most important thing here to remember, y'all, is anytime you're grilling, I don't expect this to be too much of a flame. That's not the purpose of what I'm doing here. But anytime you have that, you don't want it to be too close to your house. So I'm just letting y'all know that. So again, this is just a simple placement setting that I'm kind of working with here. I can certainly do this outside or in the backyard, that is, but we're good right now. We're good. We're gonna stay good. Alright, so we'll just try to get this appropriately centered. Now again, this terracotta has a couple holes on the bottom of it, which make it very easy for air induction. Now, if anybody knows anything about fire or flames, you need air to make sure you get the heat going. Once I got this set here nicely, looks like it's stable to me. Yep. Set up briquettes. And I also have the wood chips, which I'm going to kind of mix in a little bit. Now again, I'm not going too crazy with these. Some people may say, man, you're doing briquettes, man. Yeah, I am. Contained heat relative to the height of what we're grilling. I have a flat grill that I'm gonna, like a pan top thing that I'm gonna be working with. That's what's gonna go on there. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just get the flames going as such. It says no need for fuel. We're gonna see about that. I do have some on standby just in case. But we're gonna go. Let's see if these light up just like this said. Yeah, looks like it does. I've got an old school regular lighter. Not too crazy. So I'm gonna vegetable skewers into a larger pan. This is just going to be for very light seasoning. I'm just going to go ahead and dash a few shakes of some garlic powder, salt, pepper, and just keep it real simple there. We're about to get the chicken going, and yeah, fire is going pretty well out there. It looks like it's getting pretty good. What we have next, I got the marinade, which is now in the plastic bag. So as I get my chicken, which is nice there, we're going to get that prepped up. We're going to make some slices, and we're going to go ahead and let that marinate for a moment. Okay, so chicken is thawed. Again, my recommendation would be obviously wash your hands, which I just did. I would slice them into, nice chunk size, toss them into the marinade, give it a nice kind of mix and melding of such, and then let it sit. I wouldn't leave it outside to sit. I probably would put it in the fridge, just to be quite honest. But you want to do that before you actually skewer it and get it set, so you can get those flavors in. So I start by usually, getting a nice little piece here. So I got chicken breast tenders, and I usually will give like a little pre-rinse. Some people say, don't rinse, you're gonna splash the chicken juices everywhere. But I don't think that can hurt, personally. I mean, the chicken juices, yes, but I don't think the rinse can hurt much. So I'm gonna go ahead and slice, let's get a couple of these guys here somewhat removed out of this packet. And if you want to cut off any excess fat, you certainly can. I think it just works well when you're kind of grilling. It just adds a little bit more to that flavor that you may potentially be looking for. I mean, nobody wants dry chicken. Let's just be honest, guys, alright? So, yeah. 3 pieces here. I'm not going to go too crazy. I may actually even save some of this for another time. Put it back in the freezer or something. But you want to make sure you're not gorging too much out of it. I think the 4 pieces should work with the skewers here. When we cut them down, they're going to be nice size. And I've got more than plenty here. I wish some of y'all could be here, to be quite honest. Use the help, but not really, but you know what I mean. Anyways, so yeah, leave some hands off nicely there. Always good antibacterial soap, if y'all ain't used to that yet. A little bit goes a long ways. It's always nice. Alright. So, I only do that because I'm touching other things here. I don't want to be cross-contaminating everything. So as I have the chicken tenders, I'm going to cut them in nice, I would say a good probably inch to inch and a half thickness. Again, we're tossing this into our marinade mixture, which will serve as our flavoring and base and such. And again, once we get cooking, we will recombine this marinade to the chicken as we're basting it slowly. That way the flavor can kind of meld in nicely and get a nice little coating to the outside. Again, if you got any extra fat and stuff, just go ahead and cut that off. That part, nobody really cares much for that. That can go down the garbage disposal. So again, I'm cutting these in nice chunk sizes, about like that or so. Because I recommend that's the best way to skewer and keep flavoring without drying your chicken up. It just works nicely that way. This is not the first time I've made chicken too, y'all, just so you know. So anybody that really knows me, they know my cooking skills, which will soon be displayed, not just on YouTube, but hopefully in other areas and parts where I can actually show y'all a little something. Alright, and piece here. Voila. Looks good. Alright. utensils that we've used for this chicken in the sink. Turn that on. Once again, washing hands, very important. If y'all don't know that already, you should not be cooking. Okay? Sure. Wash your hands. 20 seconds. Hot water, warm water, whatever you can tolerate. Just be clean, man. Just be clean. That's really all I'm trying to say about that. Alright. So now it's in the bag itself. Y'all can see. I'm going to go ahead and zip that. Just like so. See that? Just going to turn it around a bit. Put it all so it's nice and coated in there. Okay? You guys are going to thank me later for this, okay? Trust me. Like I said, I wish y'all was here. Y'all could be able to enjoy some of this with me. But we're gonna get there. One of these days, we'll be somewhere nice and special. Like a nice little island resort or something. Yeah, I might have a place where I can have a little barbecue. A couple hundred people join in. You know, we can talk about these times. Alright, so now just as you see there, it's nicely in there. Once again, I'm going to open. Let the air out, squeeze it a little bit, that way you can zip it in. Bam. It's kind of like a mini vacuum pack there, okay? So we're going to go ahead and let that sit in a Tupperware just like so. We're going to place that in the fridge. So for the time being, we're going to let that go ahead and get it marinated. Alright? Stay tuned. Oh, it looks like the fire's going good, but I just noticed that there's a crack. We're still gonna work with this. You can see that happening. I guess it's not that hot, huh? Just kidding. Real top as I have there, and I'm about to get the vegetables going on here, and yeah, that little crack on the side, hopefully that's not going to be too bad. I'm going to pray on it and hope that it doesn't pop any open. But let's get this going. Alright, we got our skewers on top as they are nicely looking like they are grilling. I can hear it. Oh yeah, smells nice. So after just a few minutes, we've already got some grill marks here going. I think that's going to be nice once it gets going perfectly. But yeah, that heat's kicking up. You can see it's sizzling a little bit on some parts. Now, I would also say be sure you always have oven mitt or tongs of some sorts. I'm working with the oven mitt, keeping it real simple. Like I said, this is the practical man's approach here. Yeah, but it's getting good. Oh yeah. Got my good old local, I would say. These are Virginia hot links. Virginia sausage, chicken, pork, all that stuff. Now, again, I may get some flack for doing this, but whatever, man. It's not often that I get to do this. So, I do want y'all to bear with me. Yeah, vegetables are going good. I think they're almost done. So we're gonna go and we're just gonna do a couple links here. I'm not gonna go too crazy here with these, but I am gonna convert the vegetables, I believe, into a square pan, just so that way they're kept in heat. Again, this is all open flame, as you can see. It's certainly hot. I can feel the heat there coming out of that. So, yeah, stay tuned. We're going to get these chicken on here too pretty soon. Those are getting nice and grilled here. I like the char. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I like charred I think that's the best way when you're grilling, personally. So we did that nice crispy edge. We cook on the inside. That heat is hot. Just so y'all know, I haven't done anything to the flame. I've just let those coals keep going. And so we're just letting this go. Alright, and we're about to go skewer our chicken up so we can get that going too. Good, nice and smoky. Our chicken has been marinating for some time now. It looks great. I mean, just by the looks of it. We're gonna go ahead and get 4 skewers prepared with our mix. And again, we're gonna save the marinade in terms of the extra residuals of the sauce. We're gonna go ahead and save that because as we're grilling, we're gonna just add a little bit over top, which is gonna add a little extra flavor. So what I do here, I have a Tupperware which I'll be setting these beautiful, beautiful cutlets of chicken in. Oh yeah, yeah. Looking good already. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Some of y'all have your own opinions about things, but keep it, save it. I can tell y'all right now, you guys don't know what you're talking about. If this is something that you don't agree with here, then I can understand again if you're an advocate for poultry and such. I mean, I'm not going against you there. I feel the plight. However, this is again just a simple kind of home style Yakitori barbecue that I'm doing. And you know, what 50 Cent say, man, hate it or love it, the underdog's on top, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, so we got 1 skewer there. Again, since we got 4, we're not going to load them all up on one. I just think that's kind of silly. I'm going to give them a little bit of space to kind of, you know, do their magic. So I do have extra of my marinade, which again I will be coating over top. Head on outside. Let's get it going. Yeah. Alright, yep. Got that going. Smoking it is certainly working, man. That's what I like right there. Some of y'all don't like char, man. It's actually pretty good for you. I'm gonna leave that right there on the side for a second. That's going good. I'm quite impressed that this thing held up. Even though huge split down the side of it, but hey, it's still working. So yeah, these guys look like they're ready to come off, so they're coming off. And now, next up, we got our good old chicken here. Yakitori style. Marinade. So let's get that one. So we got too much problems there. Smells good already. Nice little pools over there. So since it's just me preparing this, I had to go ahead and baste it. Unfortunately, I couldn't get that on camera, but I did. As you can see, it's nice and smoky now. It's actually smelling really delicious. I did flip it over once, but I'm going to flip it over again just to make sure I get both sides cooked properly. We lost a little bit down there at the bottom, but I think we'll be alright. So yeah. If anything's lost, it's just going to be a little bit of those toppings. They did their purpose. Try to keep this in nice and tight. I can tell the chicken is still cooking. It's not nearly even close to being done. We are getting that flavor in there. Now, some people will say you should put a cover, and we're just keeping this open air. Open air here. Chicken is looking delicious. Forgive the shadows, but man, that looking pretty good there. Y'all, so I got my chicken off the grill, nicely skewered, wonderfully grilled, I may say. Some vegetables and such skewered as well. I got some nice steamed jasmine rice. Yeah, about to plate this and enjoy. Yeah, this is my plate.